Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar, Aesthetics Meet Function, the VITA VIONIC workflow on the Rapid Shape 3D printing solution. I am excited to be joined today by VITA Product Manager and Expert, Julia Gatz. My name is Alex. I'm Digital Workflow Specialist at Rapid Shape and have been in many ways involved in digital dentistry for the past 17 years. Sounds like a long time already. Julia is co-presenter and will provide you with a detailed insight into the VITA VIONIC material specifications, what they're indicated for, and what makes them unique in today's dental market. Julia Gatz is product manager for removable prosthetics by VITA Zahnfabrik, responsible for the digital denture portfolio. With over 10 years of experience in VITA, she has in-depth knowledge in the dental market and a strong focus on advancing digital prosthetics workflows in close cooperation with dental technicians. So thank you, Julia, for joining us. And before we start, I would like to give a little overview of the webinar. So first, I will give a brief overview of the Rapid Shape 3D printing solutions, focusing on desktop printers. Then Julia will take over with VITA VIONIC resins introductions. Then I will take over and I will present 3D printing workflow with Rapid Shape, including software nesting and post-processing. Then again, the turn goes back to Julia with staining and glazing with VITA Akzent LC. And at the end, we will have a Q&A session. So please send your questions in the chat or in the Q&A tab that it's in the lower part of your screen. So again, welcome. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. So this is Rapid Shape's portfolio. It's basically the segmentation on capacity, starting with the smallest printer, which is the Rapid Shape 1, and then turning to the Pro 20, Pro 30 wash and the wash and cure. Pro 20, Pro 30 are already more lab-oriented machines, as well as the wash and cure. And then we turn into the industrial or more capacity segmentation with the D50 Plus, the RS Cure XL, D90 Plus, and the 100 Plus. So as you can see, we segment our printers in terms of capacity and automation. So what is Rapid Shape's main philosophy in this context? We evoke for validated workflows. We also go with versatile material choice, ease of material choice, and reliability. All of it with rapid speed. To give you a little brief example of what we mean by capacity and by segmentation. The capacity you will find in the Rapid Shape 1 is a maximum of 2 Cronenbridge models, which can be produced or printed in 30 minutes at 50 microns, which is the lowest we can get. Then comes the Pro 30, the Pro 20, with a maximum of 3 Cronenbridge models in that build platform, including the stumps. And at this point, the Pro 20 will print them in about 15 minutes at 50 microns also. We always tend to take that 50 micron measurement. And at the end, the latest of our desktop acquisition or developments is the Pro 30, which a maximum of 6 Cronenbridge models done in 25 minutes, again at 50 microns. Validated workflows. We cooperate with various material manufacturers So it's very simple to choose the one you prefer, or the ones you prefer. Again, more about validated workflows. The printers all run at 385 nanometers at DLP. All the devices in Rapid Shape are connected by intelligent connectivity. So this means that the file or the information will travel from device to device automatically, avoiding the hassle of having to introduce data more than once. Some characteristics of the wash is that it's dry. You will never see alcohol inside the chamber, which is very, very convenient. And also the cure works with a vacuum assisting curing process and a 360 curing for in-depth and consistent results. As well, I would like to speak about Rapid Shape support. The desktop care plans come with or are included with the purchase of every Rapid Shape Pro 31, Pro 20, D30 Plus washing cure, and are available for extension for years 2 and 3. What you get in this care plan is a 90-day coach for the onboarding with a digital workflow specialist, which will go with you and accompany you through all that first stages of the learning. We also have permanent ongoing expert remote support with access to workflow guides, troubleshooting tools, and expert technical assistance, as well as a customer portal access with device management tools, including booking, maintenance appointments, and sensor send-ins, as well as a monitoring dashboard where you can track what you're doing on each device. Also included in the care plans, a full repair coverage and immediate device replacement to minimize downtime if necessary. So at this point, I give the floor to Julia, who will introduce us to the Vionic materials.
Hello and a warm welcome here from Bad Säcking from our showroom. Thank you, Rapid Shape, for the invitation to join your webinar and for the kind introduction. My name is Julia Gatz and I'm the product manager for our portfolio for fabricating digital dentures. We call that, or sell that under our brand VITA VIONIC Solutions. Today it's all about printing dentures. That's what we call here at VITA the economy level. And it's my pleasure to now present you the VITA Bionic resins with which you can work. For you as a customer, you have the decision to make how do you want to fabricate your digital dentures, mill, print, or mix it. In the case that you now have chosen to print your dentures, you have to choose validated devices, so a printer, a post-curing unit, a washing unit, and you have to choose the resins that work with those devices. And we will now go into the economy workflow, the printed workflow. Later on, Alex from Rapid Shape will show you in detail how that workflow goes step by step. I will just briefly cover it and then go into more details about the resins and why you should work with VITA Bionic resins. So, as always, if you fabricate digital dentures, you start with the cut process, so in ExoCut and 3Shape, and of course you can use our VITA Tooth library, the VITA Bionic Digital Vigo. Then you would go on and print your Try-in, for example, with the VITA Bionic Try-in resin. Then you can print your base with VITA Bionic Base Resin Impact and the teeth. Both leave it in the green stage, not post-cured. Then you can use the base resin again as a bond to then bond the printed teeth to the printed base in the post-curing step. And finally, you also have the option, not a must, but the option to characterize your printed dentures with VITA Akzent LC and VITA LC Flow. We will later show you hands-on how to apply those products in the last step of finishing the dentures. But for now, I want to start with our resins and why you could should work with them, what advantages they offer. And from the workflow beginning, we would start with the VITA VIONIC Try-in resin. We offer that product in a 1 kilo bottle in a tooth shade about an A2. It's not a perfect match, but we did it on purpose so that later on the final work has a better shade match than the Try-in. And of course, it's for a 3D printing material for fabricating functional samples and try-ins. It's a cost-effective way, a fast, a material-saving way to print dentures, and it's easy to work with this material. You later can characterize it, as this picture here sees with VITA Akzent LC. If you want to have the aesthetics, it's not a must, but if you want to show your clients on how it could look like later, you can individualize it. It's easy to polish. And another benefit that it's not just for the Try-in resin, but for all 3 resins that we have, it's that they have a low odor and they are durable. We have a shelf life of 3 years, while most competitors only offer 2 years, which is especially of a benefit if you have several colors, for example, for the dent resin on stock. Maybe you do not work that often with B3 or C2, so it's really beneficial if they last longer than 2 years, in our case 3 years from production. After you printed your Try-in, you post-cured it, you would then, if everything fits perfectly, if you have checked the function, the occlusion, the phonetics, you would then print the base. And that's where our VITA VIONIC base resin impact comes into the play. We also offer it in a 1 kilo bottle in 2 shades, pink and pink translucent, and it's a material for fabricating removable denture bases. The most question that I hear that people are asking me, do you have an impact resistant material? It's a buzzword, a keyword that's around, and I can say, yes, we have an impact material, printed denture base. Why is that good? Because impact resistance reduces the risk that the printed denture breaks under load. Furthermore, this is an indication for a long-lasting denture for the patient, and we also can say that our material has low plaque adhesion compared to other printing materials. But we did not only look on the fracture work of achieving a high impact or impact-resistant material. For us, it was really important to have a balanced mechanical property profile. So we did not look just on the fracture work that we can call as impact-resistant, but also looking at the flexural strength and the flexural modulus, because it's important to know the higher the value for the fracture work goes, the more you sacrifice your values for the flexural modulus, because the flexural modulus, the E modulus, tells you the resistance of a material to its deformation, and if you want to achieve impact-resistant material, the material has to be some kind of soft, that it does not break immediately as soon as it drops to the ground. So it's a compromise that you have to find between those different mechanical properties, and for us it was important that whole profile and together really has great values. We also do not use TPO or MMA. TPO is on the list of chemical component that is of critical concern from the EU, so we do not have it in our material and our base resin impact. And also another benefit is that we have low shrinkages from that printing material, so we can achieve a high accuracy. Not as good as if you would mill, but still compared to other printed materials, really great precision that we can achieve here. And of course, you can also individualize the printed denture base with our VITA Akzent LC. Here I have a picture, a graphic that is showing us compared to other impact material or non-impact resistant material. For example, here we used from procedure a high impact material. We did the Charpy test just to prove that we are in the same range, that we are impact resistant, and there's a significant difference to those materials who are not allowed to claim that they are impact resistant. But science can be boring. Sometimes it's easier to just have a look how the material behaves if it drops down. So we did a little video to show you what happens if the denture drops in your lab, or maybe even the patient drops it in the ceramic sink. So we let the pictures speak, and I would now show you a video. Yeah, so I hope you got the impression that the material is impact resistant and that it has a reduced risk of breaking as soon as it drops down. Another question beside whether our material is impact resistant that I often receive is the question whether you can repair or reline our printed denture base. And the answer to that is yes, of course. It's just a normal way that you are used. You roughen the surface and then you apply the cold curing resin. In our case, we recommend, if you want to have a good shade match to our printed resins, the Schütz Dentara Fluogen Rosa Opaque, or from Palladu a Rosa Pink that you can use to repair or reline the printed denture bases. And after you printed the denture base, you then need to print the teeth. And in this case, we offered VITA VIONIC Dent resin, which has the indication for permanent denture tooth and for temporary crown and bridges. We offer this resin in 9 shades, from a bleach shade OM3 up to the D3 on the VITA shade guide. And this resin comes in a bottle of 500 milligram. So you can use more resins and do not have to worry of the expiration date of the resins itself. So what is the benefit to use VITA VIONIC Dent resin? It's the only resin on the market that perfectly matches with the VITA shade guides. We offer that in 9 shades, and we really put a lot of efforts in the shade recipe, because when you use print resins, you always have a photo initiator in the resins that leave a yellowish or reddish effect on the printed dentures as soon as it comes out of the post-curing device. So what was important for us is that we set a shade that does not match perfectly immediately after post-curing, but in the long term, and we offer you guidelines on how to achieve that perfect match faster. Besides the aesthetics, we also did abrasion resistance studies to show you that we have little wear volumes, and we have in this resin ceramic fillers around 30%, just like a composite that you are used to. And of course, like the true application that you cannot just use it for denture teeth, but also for temporary crown and bridges is of advantage. And here I show you the results of the abrasion resistance study. So we compared to different printing material that also have the indication for permanent denture teeth. And as you can see, all of them are, so to say, premium resins from Dentsply, Desktop, Formlabs, and Bego. And we perform on the same level as the Bego Vaseo Smile, with really little wear volumes comparable from composite milled teeth or our classic prefabricated teeth that you know from VITA Zahnfabrik. So in short, we can summarize that with the printed Try-in resin, you have a cost-efficient way to produce your dentures, a faultless checking of fit, function, and occlusion, and of course, as always, the option to individualize it with our products. With the base resin, you have a long life durability thanks to the impact resistance, but you do not only have a high impact resistance, but also a balanced mechanical portfolio of the mechanical properties and an excellent fit. And for the dent resin, we have the perfect match to the VITA shade guide. But I have to tell you, we're still within DLP printing, so it's a monochromatic tooth. It is abrasion resistant, and you can apply it for different indications, so for temporary crown and bridges and permanent teeth. So we call it's the premium teeth along the printed material. When you choose resin, it's always important to have a look on the list of validated devices and there to see whether the printer that you are using, the post-curing unit, was validated with the resins that you have chosen. And in this case, I marked, of course, that we are validated with the rapid shape devices. And on the next slide, I have it a bit closer that you can see. For the printers, we are validated on the rapid shape 1, the Pro 20, 22 Plus, the D30 Plus and the D50 Plus, as well as with the 2 post-curing devices and the washing unit from Rapid Shape. So that's the base that you can start working with the printers and our resins. And now I would like to hand over back to Rapid Shape that Alex can explain you in detail on how the printed workflow would look like. So back to you. We are excited to hear more about the workflow.
Thank you, Julia, for a very, very nice overview. As you can see, Vita is always at the spearhead of the industry in terms of materials. Now, I would like to present the first part that we are involved in, which is Print Studio. Just give me 1 second. Here we go. So this is Print Studio. This is the first step of the production, let's say, or the printing phase. The files that you get here can be drag and drop locally from another provider, or but you do need a CAD system in order to create these files, either Exocad, either 3Shape, and other design software providers that you might be interested in. Anyhow, once the files are in this interface, you will see them on the left side. I have 4 files, which is uh, 2 bases and 2 teeth. So I will nest first the bases. I select the indication. Orientation is always good to modify so that you really economize on the printing time and also the supports. Okay, usually it's a little bit less than 60. The whole point is to set the denture facing down so that you don't get so many supports and it's easier to produce. I can also select the base plate. Simple, easy removal. So this job is ready to print. Now I will go for the lower. Same thing. Indication. Oh, sorry, this is the teeth. I will go to the denture base. Indication. Rotation. Let me just set the angle at 60 degrees. I put on the base plate, easy removal. Now both my denture bases have been nested. Now I will nest the denture teeth. Same thing. Rotate them as vertical as you can. This will take more time, but it will avoid the hassle of having to remove of yeah the hassle of removing the supports live when they are in the downside or even in the cusps, which we are not really interested in. And the same will be done with the upper segment. Same thing, facing down. So supports are limited, 90 degrees. And now my parts are ready to be placed into the platform. So first I will select the printer that I'm going to use. In this case, I'm going to use the Pro 20. So this would be the platform. I select my jobs, 1 and 2. And at this point, I can also rotate them and place them in a way in order to make it easy for me for the extraction. Usually when they are vertical, they're easier to extract. So this would be all for the base. Then I would turn to the send to printer. Again, double check that I'm gonna double check that the printer is there. I have the reservoir also checked, platform checked, and of course the material will be VITA VIONIC base resin impact. So now that I'm happy with the nesting, I will send it to the printer. I can rename it. Denture bases. So this job will be directly sent to the printer. When this finish, I will show you on VoiceOver two videos on how the step by step also goes. Okay, once this is done, sorry for that. Sending to printer. The heavier the heavier the files, the more time it will take to process. But anyhow, as you can see, it takes really a few seconds. And then what happens is the following. At this point, I have sent my file to the printer. So the file will arrive right there at the LCD screen. As you can see, this is a Pro 20. And this is the step-by-step which you need to follow in order to complete the pre-printing phase. So you can see that the chamber is fully empty, and that's for a reason. First thing you do, you fix the tank or the reservoir into the printing chamber so that it's fixed, and the printer can identify the reservoir through the RFID chip. And also, you need to select or to identify the resin itself. The resin bottles of VITA also come with an RFID, which is right there. And this is the way of letting the printer know which resin I'm using currently. So once both RFID chips are approached, the printer will read it, and it will fix also the material into that reservoir. Another confirmation. And now it's time to pour the resin into the reservoir. Please notice that the build platform is not there, so you leave some space for you to maneuver inside while you're pouring. It's safer. So you pour the resin, you put the bottle away, and next step will be to fix the build platform into the printing chamber. It goes in, it gets fixed with a screw. And as soon as you close the lid, you're good to go. So at this point, you just need to click on the play icon in the LCD screen of the Pro 20. And there you'll see that we have a timing of 1 hour and 4 minutes for print. The next phase is the post-processing, the washing and curing from our side. So once the print has finished, confirm the tank once again. And also confirm that you liked or you disliked, in this case, the print. Now it's the removal phase. So for that, once the prints are done, remove the build platform with the prints in place still. There you go. And then put it on a flat surface so you can easily remove them with a spatula. As you can see, the removal phase is quite simple. Always wear gloves, of course. At this point, there's still some resin residues left in the dentures, so this is the time to wash them. For that, we're going to use rapid shape wash. As you can see the job already ready for activation. So just put the parts inside. The position is not relevant. Close the lid, and you can start washing. Once the wash has finished, at this point, if you have both the dentures and the teeth, this is the step in which you need to bond them together. Recommended to use VITA VIONIC denture impact for this. So you would put some drops or a little tiny bit of resin inside the housing. Stick the denture teeth and the denture together, and then put everything inside the cure. At this point, I'm using another technique, which is making the bonding afterwards, but you can choose whether to do it after the wash or after the cure. For the cure, again, intelligent connectivity, everything is there. Just need to select the job and press play. So thank you very much for that. Now it's time for Julia to take over once again.
Welcome back here in the showroom. Now, after you saw how to print the dentures and how to post-cure, we want to bring our attention to the last step, the finishing of the printed dentures. And here, during the last steps, we have an optional possibility to characterize our printed dentures with two products, the VITA Akzent LC and the VITA VIONIC LC flow that I want to present you. Before, we will hand over to my colleague Daniel, who will show you hands-on how to apply those products. After you have done the optional individualization, you would then also polish the dentures and clean it to send it then to your dentist. So starting with the first product that you could use to characterize your printed dentures, it's the VITA VIONIC LC flow that you see here. It's a light curing composite for the extra-oral use, and we mainly use it on the one side to fill interdental spaces that might occur, for example, if you use milled denture teeth or prefabricated and glue them into a printed denture base. We have this VIONIC LC flow available in 5 gingiva shades, so you can see here that you use it to fill those spaces, or here to create the labial frenulum. But we also have this product in a wide range of dentine and enamel shades also to apply it for the denture teeth. On the other hand, we have VITA Akzent LC, a light curing clay and cyst system that you can use. It's indicated for indirect restorations made of composite, polymers, or hybrid ceramics. And this product was named as a game-changing product in 2022 because really with small brush strokes you can receive big effects. And we will later see that when my colleague Daniel will apply this product, that you see how easily it works. Here again, the materials that you can use it with. For all 3D printing materials, for classical denture bases made of PMMA, veneering resins, hybrid ceramics like the VITA Anemic, even with CAD/CAM composites or classical denture teeth, you can apply those stain and glaze systems. We have a portfolio of effect stains, chroma stains, and glaze that we offer. You do not have to buy everything. We have special kits, experts kits, just a gingiva kit to individualize the denture base. So you can choose from different settings with different colors in it. And first of all, I want to start with the effect stains that you can use to create your monochromatic printed denture a bit more lively. And we have here different recommendations and guidelines on where to apply what shade. So example, if you want to recreate an old tooth, we would recommend, for example, to use the light red down here, khaki, a little lemon, and gray, blue, and orange, for example. But on the other side, if you want to recreate a young tooth, we would just apply blue, orange, and red on the printed denture. So we have different recommendations on how you can characterize your printed dentures also in the posterior area. Then we have chroma stains that you can use if, for example, the shape match is not correct. So if you realize after printing, oh, it shouldn't be an A3, it should be more of an A3.5, maybe the dentist give you that feedback, you can use those chroma stains to change, for example, with the red-brown from an A2 to an A4, or from a B1 to a B2 when you apply the resin. So this is the chroma stains that you can use. And finally, we can also work with effect stains to characterize the printed denture. There you do not need many colors, just green, pink, dark red, and purple is enough to really create big effects. And this is the moment where I would like to hand over to my colleague Daniel Schneider, who's a dental technician, and he will now show us on how to apply those products. So Daniel, you have prepared some examples for us up front, so I hand over to you.
Thank you very much, Julia. I start with dark red and purple.
So you shaked the bottles and now apply it to the plate. So up front, Daniel already prepared a little bit of the texture from the printed base. You told me before you used the burr to make some dots and scratches that the stain adhere well to the surface. And in those dots and scratches, you now apply the dark red, or which color did you start now?
With the dark red.
With the dark red.
With dark red, yes. The next color is a little bit purple.
It works quite nice to recreate the veins, right?
Right. So, the light curing.
So now we fix the first layer.
Take the
So now we would go on with...
I go on with pink and dark red. 50-50.
So you mixed it. Now, light curing again. Important is that you use a light curing device with a light source with a wavelength between 350 and 500 nanometers. Ideally, it's below 430, so most devices that have a range up between 350 and 400 nanometers are suitable for curing our Akzent LC. And also the temperature is important. It shouldn't be over 90 degrees, ideally between 60 to 80 degrees. And now you're mixing two colors again.
Yes, cream and pink.
Cream and pink.
4 drops pink and 2 drops cream in this indication.
Mm-hmm.
In this case.
And you apply it to receive a light shade to imitate the transition between the teeth and the gum, if I see it here, right? So that we have a transition from light colors from the teeth up to the darker colors, the higher we go to the gingiva part. And again, light curing. So the last finishing, again, applying a bit dark red. To imitate the darker part close to the lip with the veins. So only a few colors and already a big effect, right?
Right.
Are you happy with it?
Finish. Yes,
You're finished.
yes, I'm
okay.
happy. Only in a few minutes we have a good result.
So now you would use the glaze to do the finishing, right?
Yes, right. At last, I take the glaze.
So last layer to receive a gloss. And that's already everything. So the last step, just a couple of minutes, and we have a big difference in the printed denture base. And of course, you cannot only do this with the gingiva part, but also applying our effect stains to the printed teeth to get some characteristics in it. And here's the final result. I know, Daniel, you also have prepared another example just to show you the differences here on a printed denture. We also have applied the VITA Akzent LC on a milled denture. Maybe we can show that quickly too, just that you see the wide range of application areas. So another work that Daniel has done for us, also showing you here a milled denture with prefabricated teeth inserted. Also the same nice effects, with just 4 colors. If you now are interested on some more detailed instructions on how to do that, we have detailed workflow instructions that you can get from us. I also have it here on the slides again, that you can see it, where to apply what. We are more than happy to give you those detailed instructions that we worked out. So thank you, Daniel. Just for you, here's the instructions for you that we are happy to share, where you can look up what Daniel just has done for us. Here again, the information about the wavelength that you need. And if you want to check what devices we have validated for the product, you simply can scan the QR code and you get a list of light curing devices that are validated for this product. So that's already everything. We have gone through the whole workflow, including the finishing of the denture. And now I would like to hand over back to RapidShape so we can start answering your questions.
Here we go. Thank you for a very nice overview. It's always mesmerizing watching a master dental technician do its magic, and especially if you combine it with good engineering and experience, you get a great result. So after this overview of the different steps and the different workflows that you can do with RapidShape and VITA, please ask questions. There's already a couple. Let me just throw in a couple of them. Can printed dentures be relined or repaired? That I think it's a question for you, Julia.
Yeah, I can take that. So the answer is for our base resin, yes, they can be repaired and relined. So it's really simply, as you are probably aware with your dentures that you can also, or that you fabricated manually, you just roughen the surface of the printed denture base, and then you can apply any cold curing polymer that you would like to use. We have recommendations for like a better shade match, but they all work. And yeah, regarding, I see the second question there, Alex, right? Because the question of can soft liner be applied? Yes, they can be applied. We just validated specific one. So for the left side soft liners, we validated Monoplast B. And if you want to work chair side with soft reliners, it will be Monoseal Plus that we have validated. So a clear answer, yes, you can repair and reline.
Beautiful. There is another question. How do I bond the denture teeth to the denture base? I already give a little of insight, but if you can elaborate.
Yes. So with the VITA VIONIC resins, we recommend that you both leave them in the green stage, as you explained, Alex, before. So we would print and wash the base, print and wash the teeth, and then just have removed the outer support structures, but not the inner one. The inner one we leave. That is important that we have precision. And then we would just put the printed base with in the cavities, we apply the base resin itself. Then we put the printed teeth into the base. And if resin excesses, you just take a brush and so to say, take it over what came out of the cavities, and then you put it into the post-curing unit. This way has the advantage of doing it that you just need to post-cure one time, both objects together, and you have a finished denture.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. There's two more questions in the Q&A. In which countries are the VITA VIONIC resins registered? And awesome webinar. Okay, that's a side comment.
So we are registered currently in the EU, so we have CE approval, FDA, so USA and Health Canada. For Canada is we sell our products in Australia and New Zealand, and currently the registration for Japan is running as well. So those are the countries where we currently can sell.
Beautiful. There's also another question done by Doris, but I believe it's in a language that I cannot understand. I'm not sure if it's I believe it's German in the Q&A.
I see. Wo findet man den Workflow für die dickere Quer-Support-Verbinder? Sure. Oh, it's the question regarding the T-bar that we have set in the design in the denture base. And I think at least we do it that way. Alex, you can explain if you would do it differently. We designed that in the CAD software, so in Exo, CAD, or 3 shape. So it's designed there. And if you export then the STL file to the slicing software, so the Rapid Shape Studio, you already have included in there. So it's in the first step of designing that in ExoCAD or 3 shape, you would place that T-bar.
I couldn't have said it better. Also, the whole point of that T-bar is to avoid the cross arch deviations that that might happen if you don't. So it's always good to reinforce that you know, avoiding that deviation. Okay, let me go with more questions. Where do I find the settings for the crossbars in the denture base? Okay, no, that's also, that was the previous one. There's another question by Doris, also in German.
So I quickly read it. So they are asking when Rapid Shape will bring smaller tanks in the printer, so it's more economic to print teeth.
This brings me to a great product, which is the one. As you can see, besides the regular one platform, which is up to 2 or 3 models, depending on the indication, you can also there's an add-on which is a full kit. in which the platform and the reservoir are smaller. So if you want to economize and use less resin, this is your product instead of using the regular platform and reservoir.
So she was asking below, she has a D30, 40, and 50. So can she use smaller plates for that? It's just for the one, right?
It's just for the one. For now, no. For now, the indication for that is using the regular platform and regular tanks. Okay, let me see. I think this is also a comment for you. I actually used these colors on a case before, but after a few months, it came back for repair, and the glaze layer had disappeared, leaving only the colors. In your opinion, what could be the reason?
Oh, that's difficult to answer right now without seeing the denture itself. So in this case, I would definitely recommend that you reach out to us, to your VITA representative, or call the hotline that we can see pictures and analyze this case in detail. I think it's difficult to tell without seeing it.
Without any more data, it's difficult to make a diagnosis, I believe.
And then we have a German question. Again, I translated for you because it's related to the tank in the printed itself. How long does it last?
Depending on the tank in the Pro 30, the official figure is 350 cycles, which you can monitor in the customer portal. You will see a dashboard with the number of cycles that the tank has already been through. But in general, the standard or the official figure is 350 cycles. This is because of the glass bottom of the tank, which is also unique. And that makes it a lot more steady, and it makes you put a lot of more workload into it. So yeah, 350, it's about the average.
And there's another question whether it depends, or whether if the customer stores the resin in the tank itself, does it make a difference in the life cycle of it? I don't think so, right? Just depends how often it prints.
Yeah, exactly. It's really the vacuum forces and which will harass the not harass, sorry, will not consume, but I don't know the word in English right now, but no, the it's not a matter of the amount of resin you pour in.
Okay. So I see more German questions, so I just take them. They are asking whether we are having a patient flyer with recommendations how to clean the denture. Yes, Doris, we have. We are happy to share that afterwards with you. We can send that per email. So we have in different languages the explanation on how to clean it. And then another one. Yeah, she's just commenting that in Germany we have a lot of patients with not that much money spending on full dentures. So for them, it's important that we have printing resins and also economic try-in, so that we have the whole workflow cost saving. So definitely, yes, Doris, I agree. That's the reason why we offer that economy level. That's the way we call it, just to have the option to save costs and be faster in the production.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, there's more comments in German, so if you can help me out with that too.
Yeah, I think I'm just reading through them, but in the F&A session, I have talked through them. I think we have answered those.
Okay.
At least I don't see a new one.
Maybe there's a question by Bjorn, something regarding dental wings.
It's regarding our denture tooth library. So currently it's available in exocut and 3 shape, not in dental wings. And we have there maybe also an explanation. We have 2 versions. We have a Vigo library, which is free of charge, which you can use to design your teeth if you just want to print the base and then use prefabricated teeth from VITA, the VITA VIONIC Vigo, because then you do not need to design or export the teeth. You just export the base or the try-in as a monoplug. This is able with our free of charge denture tooth library. And if you want to export the teeth and the base separately, which you need if you want to print the teeth, then we have the second library, the VITA Vionic Digital Vigo. And there you have the option to do both, export both. And we have a little fee on it because you would also have the option to print those designs with any material or mill that you want. So we leave you the freedom to choose with what kind of materials you want to work if you design in our with our denture tooth library.
Beautiful. Time is up, so it's time to wrap up a little bit. Thank you, Julia, for co-hosting this webinar. It was really insightful, and I'm hoping to doing a lot more with you. And welcome everybody. Let me just end with if you have any further questions regarding VITA or Rapid Shape, make sure you access the webpage. And if you want a virtual demo by one of our product specialists from Rapid Shape, make sure that you scan the following code. Let me just share with you the code. Here it is. And with this code, you will get a short session on your preferred Rapid Shape printer. So again, thank you all for the attendance. It was great, great insights and great workflows for this hour. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.